Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You OQ. What does OQ stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. And my studio is having all kinds of issues this morning. So I tell you, it's going to be a good day. But at this point, I have absolutely positively no sound. I have no idea what's going on, but we're going to try to fly this blind and see if we can make it through the best that we can. I appreciate everybody that's here. I want to thank everybody that held on and waited until I was able to. I thought I could do it with just OBS, and then I tried to do a complete shutdown and reboot, and I still have no sound. So if there's anything that is going on, you all will definitely have to communicate it to me, because I have no idea. And I came in early this morning. That's the frustrating thing sometimes about streaming and being a streamer. You never know from 1 minute to the next what you're going to get. I know OBS had an update that I rejected, and I don't know if it said, I'll show you. You didn't update me. You ain't going to stream this morning. However, we're here, and I appreciate you all for being here. If you hear a little frustration in my voice, you would be correct. I'm really irritated right now, but we're going to go ahead and flow with it. Once more and again, I appreciate you. You can hear good on Twitch. Thank you. I understand that you all can hear me. I cannot hear you. So I have absolutely no idea, or I cannot hear any of my components. So I have no idea what's going on. So we're just going to try to do this as best we can. I don't want to take up your time. It's already 7:23 in the AM. Thank you, KK. We just gonna flow. We gonna flow this morning. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful for feeling good this morning. I last night, I think, was the first night I actually got a restful sleep and was able to sleep all night without the impeding of my bronchial and my airways, and so this is good. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you. I guess the fact that I said I didn't want that last update, because you all know every time I do an update, then my studio goes crazy and we have to go back and try to, recalibrate everything. So, yes, I see you're saying it forces you to do the update, but we're in here this morning. And I appreciate you for your patience, man. You guys are some patient lions. I just love you to life. I absolutely positively do. Now, I hope everybody, all of our mothers, had a wonderful weekend and had a good Mother's Day celebration. This whole entire weekend, we've been on a break, with the exception of what we did on Sunday morning. Just briefly, we just wanted to listen, every time OBS is disrespectful and rude, Shelly. OBS is disrespectful and rude. So, but we gonna flow. Listen, you're gonna have to do more than that to get spiritual thought leader. You may got me irritated, you may got me a little frustrated, but honey, we gonna flow with it. At the end of the day, again, to our mothers, happy Mother's Day once more, and again to each of you, so much love to you. I see you all out there. Let me go ahead and call off some folk. I saw DJ D, man, that's my heroes in the room. I appreciate you for being in here. He is a phenomenal streamer. If you're not following DJ D, man, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because I promise you, he's going to bless your whole entire life. He will do it. I see the Rebel Inc., who is trying to help me a little bit on my issues this morning, but we're not going to be able to rectify that at this particular point in time. But thank you, Rebel. She's a streamer also. I see you, Tall Pumps. I see you. I'm gonna just start calling off folks. I see you, KK79, and thank you for that love. Shelly Thunder, thank you for being in here. I'm gonna work my way backwards here, and even that, I don't have that either. So to everybody, let me just say good morning. Fairly, I see you traveling. Go ahead and make your way, but please be safe. Grace Softly, everybody that's here. I know DJ Rockin' Ron is here. It's locked me out, so I can't see everybody. DJ Rockin' Ron is here. Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the Principal, Take Two. I see you. Cassandra Woke 2022. Downtown Melvin Brown was in here. Glenda M. Groves was in here from YouTube. I think I had Downtown Melvin Brown from LinkedIn. Anita Harvey, I think, was out there. I think it might have been YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure where. Yoshi Son 77. That's my guy. That's my prince. Good to see you. And that's what Grace Softly. I see you. I see you. Michelle Brownell. Good morning to you. Truck driver. I know he's in here. I remember seeing him. My dad always said, that's the thing about preachers. When you get up, start calling off names, you're always worried that you're going to miss somebody. But to everybody that's here, to those that I miss, please understand it's just my memory. I don't recall, but I don't have access to you and that information right now. So again, we're going to go just a little bit off our normal script today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful weather here. I'm in the Dallas area. I don't know where you are. I was coming back from Kansas City. That's my weekly run on the weekend, and just ran through all kinds of storm and rain and all of that. So I know some of you have had that and are in the midst of that even as we speak. But I appreciate you checking in. Hope everything is well with you and yours, because some of the storms look like they were pretty serious. I have not done a weather report update since I've been back home, so I don't know any damages or anything like that might be going on. Artsy Bible Nerd, come on in here. So much mad love to you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. What's Tall Pumps talking about? I see y'all laughing at Tall Pumps. She done said something, I'm sure. OBS stands Tall Pumps. That's what it stands for. That's what it stands for. You are absolutely positively correct. Yoshi Son, you're in the emote mode. Okay, muted and watching. Thank you for that. I want to go ahead and start. Artsy Bible Nerd, good morning to you. And as I said, I'm my studio. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in my studio, so we are flying blind, but I didn't want to keep holding you all up. For those of you that are here, we're going to just fly to the best of our ability and try to flow with it and go with it. But I thank you for coming in. I thank you for being a part of the Lion's Den this morning. Again, this isn't my norm. Please, if this is your first time here, please don't make it your last time. You're always welcome in the Lion's Den. And today's stream is going to be just a tad different because I have no idea what I'm doing in this studio, and the studio is not cooperating with me. Now, let me come on back and let's begin with those that came into the VIP section this morning. I appreciate you, and we will do that. I appreciate those that came in, and I'm trying to recalibrate here. I want to start with the first person that came, or actually the last person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning. My Mufasa comes in every single day. And I appreciate him for being our security out there. Yes, that's none other than James Sims. So much love to him. Wrong one. I love you, truck. Child, my whole entire studio is off like Diablo crept up in here. I mean, Diablo crept into my studio, saints, while I was in Kansas City, and I had my back turned just for just a millisecond, and honey, Diablo and his twin brother Beelzebub, they both came in my studio, and I think they just came in here and tore my studio up, saints. Bear with me as I'm trying to again recalibrate just a tad. So we're not just so far off kilter this morning. So y'all see me creeping my way back into the screen. I looked up and I saw half a chest. I saw half a chest and half an arm. I said, how did I come up in here with half a chest and half an arm? Please explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. So, Rebel, I'm trying to tell you, y'all see me just kind of slowly but surely, and I'm still have part of my arms cut off, saints. I'm still have part of my arms cut off, but at least I'm not going to be looking like a creature from the Black Lagoon, half a body, half a Shelly Thunder. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all something's loose up in here. Y'all, listen, KK Michelle. I'm already frustrated, but I'm gonna stop saying that because listen, I'm good. I'm gonna create the fruit of my lips. Loose here, rebel. Loose. I don't know if we need to loose that. I think we need to bind it. Sometimes I question when people get in church and they get real spiritual and they start loosing stuff. I'm like, nah, I think that needs to be bound. I think you need to bind that, y'all. Because listen, it's already loose. I need it to bind that thing up, saints. I need you to bind it. Now, I'm not claiming it, KK. It's still a good day. It needs to loose the hold. I got you, rebel. Loose your hold. Y'all know when them old preachers used to pray and they slather you down with a good dose of anointing oil. Get that blessed oil just running all down you. Look, yes. And they get that. Almost push you over, loose your hold. That's what I need Diablo to do to my studio. I'm with you, rebel. I got you. Now that I got myself at least halfway back decently in this picture, let me go ahead and once more and again give it up for my Mufasa. That's the Lion King, none other than James Sims.
I can't hear you.
None other than James Sims.
I can't hear you.
None other than James Sims. I thought I might as well go with it since I forgot to change my screen. You got to know how to pivot past the Discord, saints. You got to know how to pivot past the Discord, as Dr. Dady always says in Engagement Man. Baby, you better be careful what you loose in here. I'm trying to tell you, Shelly, please believe it. Because, honey, you don't want to loose everything. Now, James Sims is our truck driver. Okay, I got him. Now, I'm trying to get myself back on track. And the third person in the Lion's Den this morning, T. Summers. Come on in here, T. Congratulations. Michelle said this gonna be the cracks. Listen, that's what they get for messing with me. That's what they get for messing with me, Michelle Brown. Don't mess with me. I got my studio set up. Now, when you come in and you gonna make me take an update that I don't want, because y'all know every time, I'm sick of OBS and Twitch, every time they do an update, my studio is completely out of control. So, I said this morning, I ain't gonna take it. Nonetheless, it's we got something for that. But listen, we got something for you, and it's gonna be the cracks. Y'all might as well get ready, because I can already tell you it's gonna be the cracks. That's T. Summers that's sitting over there. She's got her lips, hips, and fingertips in that love seat. Come on, T. Summers, one more time. Now, the second person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than KK79, also known as Michelle, KK Michelle out there in the Facebook streets. So much love to you, sis. If you know, you know, Shelly. Y'all better hold on to your weave and hold on to your wig, because it's on and popping. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than Shelly Thunder. Yes, Shelly Thunder. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Get your lips, get your hips, and get your fingertips. Uh-oh, Shelly. You know what? I'm not even gonna mess with that this morning. There she is, that beautiful sister right there. That beautiful sister is the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. I love me some her, and congratulations to you. Now let me say, all winners and runners up of Grandpa Holmes' chair in the VIP section, let me say that you will be getting, we've almost got everything ready. We will be giving merchandise as well as opportunities to come into some of our premium subscription channels for you all to come in and participate in those. So don't think you're getting up in the middle of the night to come in the Lion's Den and make sure there's plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness is in vain. I appreciate you for that. And this is just my way of giving back to you. So you will be getting some merch and you will be getting some free subs on that. I appreciate all of you all that come in the VIP section. Nothing but mad love to you. Now with that, let's go right on to my beautiful mods, my awesome mods, my gorgeous mods. I love them and they're worthy of all the honor as well. Listen, at the beginning of it all, y'all saw her come in and win the chair this morning, but she's also a moderator in this chapter. Shelly Thunder. I see that model of Tall Pumps. I see that model of MCP812. I see that model of Shelly Thunder. I see that model of BTD Brown, KK Michelle, and Cassandra Woke 2022. This mod right here, yes, she is the prophetess. I tell you that she'll give you a scripture. She'll pray over you if you need a prayer, but she'll block your tail. Don't mess with my girl. She said, try Jesus. Don't try me. Yes, it's none other than the beautiful and illustrious Shelly Thunder. She is an extraordinary moderator in so many channels, but she's right here in the Lion's Den, and I appreciate her for blessing us with her beauty and her grace. I appreciate me some her. Yoshi son, I see that my love. Shelly Thunder, I see the kapow. I see the thunderclap. I see the lightning. I saw the lightning flash and I heard the thunder roll. You better come on in here. We're led by the leader of the pack, the Rebel Inc. Yes, the Rebel Inc. That's my day one. That's my Ace Boon Coon. I appreciate me some her. The Rebel Inc. is a streamer, and if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because she will bless your whole entire life. I promise you she will. And then, of course, we have none other than the Quiet Storm. Yes, the angel of the Lion's Den. She's my angel, y'all. And she's the quiet. Michelle, you say that's funny every time. Listen, I had to give you a tone. That fit. And come on with that. Hashtag MSW, because she is miracles, signs, and wonders. But she's also a hashtag BAHM, because it's a block of whole ministry. I'm telling you, it fits you. Come through, Michelle. It fits you, dear. It fits you. That's my angel, and she changes the atmosphere just by being in it. These three comprise what I call the Blessed Trinity, and they are a blessing to me, and they're a blessing to us in this channel. Those are my girls right there. Now, you know, I love me some y'all. I absolutely positively do. We're going to make this thing work today. You know how you do it? This is what we've always at one time or another, we're acclimated to having to pivot past Discord and make stuff work. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pivot past some Discord and we're going to make some stuff work on today. Is that all right? Now, this is going to be just a tad different because I actually had all of my videos and everything set up and ready to go. However, I cannot hear them. So since I cannot hear them, I cannot comment on what I cannot hear, even though you all can hear it. So I do need to be able to hear what I'm playing so I can provide commentary on that. So I'm going to have to shift completely today. And we're going to go another route because what I had lined up for the entirety of today's show is not going to work. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to go ahead, and if you'll allow me, I want to go ahead and I want to read what I thought was a very, very good commentary. Heather Cox Richardson. You hear me talk about her all the time. She is a historian and an educator at Boston University. And I appreciate her for her scholarly knowledge that she brings very eloquently and very efficiently to the table every time she writes. Today, I want to read, if you'll allow me to do this, I want to read commentary that she wrote. And if you are not following Heather Cox Richardson and you are on Facebook, I really want to encourage you to do that. She is very scholarly. She's very knowledgeable, very easygoing, very down to earth. She's a beautiful soul. She really, really is. Not just in what she provides in the way of education, but she's just a beautiful soul. God blesses me to connect to some of the most beautiful people that are connected to other beautiful people, that they can become a part of your lives and enrich your lives as well. I appreciate her. And she is one of the forerunners that's out there speaking right now in academia. She has a podcast that she does with another female professor from Yale. And the two of them together are just an absolute dynamo. I want to read her take. This is what she wrote on last night about what happened over the weekend and yesterday. And I would like to kind of have a little bit of discussion on it. But again, this is a little bit in lieu of the fact that I can't run any of my videos. This, I think, is good piece of information for us to know. And she kind of highlights what happened over the weekend and brings us up to today. On Saturday, May 13th, President Joe Biden spoke to the graduating class at Howard University, a historically black university in Washington, D.C. In his speech about excellence, leadership, and truth in service, Biden singled out white supremacy as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland. Now, as I say that, and as I read that, I'm going to do this like I'm a read-on preacher. If anybody knows what a read-on preacher is, one of those. Crystal Method, come on in here. So much love to you. A read-on preacher will have. Now, listen, I love a good reader, and I'm going to say this. And when y'all, there's something about delivery in the reading. KB Browns, there's my brother from another mother. Come on, you know how we do it, Michelle. Read. That's me. That's me right there. And listen, that's it, Crystal Method. You know how we do it. And now I'm not reading this. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't really know what a read-on preacher is, let me give you just a taste of what a read-on preacher is like, and you'll know whether or not you've encountered one in the church or not. You say, okay, so the preacher calls off the scripture. We're going to May the 15th in 2023. Now, I need a good reader. I don't want somebody that's going to be stumbling over the words and can't read. I need a good reader. So, somebody finds the scripture and they stand up. Now, this is old school. And so read, sister. On Saturday, read the book. May the 13th, President Joe Biden spoke to the graduating class. Read, sister. Now, this is a read-on preacher. And then the reader has to know when to stop. You don't just run on and run away with the whole sermon and the reading. You got to wait till you hear the preacher say, read. Come on, Michelle. You know what I'm saying. The preacher got to say, read the book. They got to give you some kind of indicator that it's time for you to read the next pack. You got to pay attention. Crystal Method, now you done said a whole word right there. Nothing is more aggravating to a read-on preacher than a reader that's not paying attention. You got to pay attention. Because I may talk for 7-8 minutes, but when I say read, I need you to come right back in. I don't care if I talk 30 minutes, but when I say because the reader, if you got a good reader that understands a read-on preacher, they know I don't care what the preacher is saying. I don't care what the preacher is highlighting. You stay right there where you left off and you don't move from that spot till you hear read, and then you got to fall right back back in. You got to fall right back in with the next line. You got to fall right. We can't be sitting there waiting and nothing. You know, when you hear the preacher say, read, and it's silence. And then you say, read, and it's like, read the book. And then you're like, no, next time, you know. And that's it, Shelly Thunder. And then when I want you to stop, I got to tell you, stop right there. Michelle, listen, I need you to be my read on. I need you to be my reader, because you got to hold your finger in the place. You got to hold your finger in the place so you don't get distracted. Yo, somebody in here knows about a read-on preacher. So, you know, if you've never experienced that experience, I am a read-on preacher. And listen, the telling and the reading of the story is just as critical from the reader as it is from the preacher. Some of y'all don't know nothing about that. Anyway, I'm going to read today. I'm not going to do it in read on format, but I'm just going to read just if you allow me to do that. But y'all, I just had to stop and digress, because when these comments started coming in, I said, oh, somebody knows something about read on preachers. That's the way we do it, y'all. That's the way we do it. Now, I want to stop right here though and say, and you can't catch the Holy Ghost. You got to pay attention, Tall Pumps. You got to pay attention so you can read accordingly. It's the repeat what? Listen, Shelly Thunder, y'all, I got some read-on preacher readers in here. That's right, because you might say, on Saturday, May 13th, they say what now? On Saturday, May 13th, read it again, sister. On Saturday, one more time. On Saturday, May 13th, read on. You don't go further until the read on. Y'all got me in here giving preaching class, but that's the way we do it, y'all. That's the way you do it with the read on preacher. Now, I want you to stop. Shelly, y'all got me done. That's why I was the reader. Pressure was off. Come on, Michelle Browno. Listen, and if you can find, I'm glad you told me, Michelle, because listen, when I get ready to travel, I'm going to call your number, because I need a good reader. I need a good reader. And I need a reader that knows the difference between Chronicles and Corinthians. I need a good reader that when they get to Sadducees, they're not saying Sadducees. Oh my God, I'm not lying. Y'all, I promise you, I was at a church and the man was reading. It was a preacher too. The man was reading and he got to the word in the scripture that said the Sadducees. And the man said the Sadducees. And I said, say it again, brother. When you say what? He said the Sadducees. I turned around and looked at him. I said, now who were they, brother? He said the Sadducees. And I thought he was going to catch himself. Can you repeat that one more time? Come on, KB Brown. Mother Jackson, can you repeat it just one more time? That man, I promise you, every time I thought he just, you know how sometimes when you're reading, you're just in your reading fast or being caught up in the moment or whatever, you know, yes, Michelle. I asked him to say it again because I was just so sure that he had missed that thing and it was going to correct itself for him. But I realized after the third or fourth time, he really said, instead of Sadducees, he thought that word was Sadducees. And baby, when I tell you, I rolled. Listen, and every time I said it, you know, the people in the audience, if the first time they were kind of like snickering, and I was just like, okay, let me let the brother redeem himself. And I said, well, read it again, brother. The Sadducees. I said, wait, brother, read that one more time. I said, wait a minute, brother, read that one more time. The Sadducees. Now, oh Lord, I done fogged up my glasses. I just want to know. Is there anybody else that thought when you read the word Sadducees, and y'all probably ain't gonna want to admit to this, but is there anybody else that when you saw Sadducees, you thought the word was Sadducees? Now, if anybody's bold enough to be honest enough, did you think Sadducees was Sadducees? Anybody? Because, I just think everybody, even as children, hear them say the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the Essenes, the whatever. Good morning, Z Lady C. Happy Tuesday to you. Come on in here. Listen, I thought the man was just having can we get a spelling? Spell it. DJ D-Man. I'm like, this man, and he's a preacher. You think, maybe you might hear one of the members, one of the brand new just came to church members that ain't been in church all their life, but they decided to quit your wicked ways and come to church and start a new leaf. I could see if it was one of them, but this was a preacher in the pulpit. And every time that man said Sadducees, it just took me out. And I think I'll always remember that till the rest of my days. Because, baby, at the end of the day, can we spell it, DJ D-Man? I'll take an E for 500, Vanna. Okay, the Sadducees, Michelle. KK Michelle, the Sadducees. Now, listen, I'm telling what God loves. I didn't. Shelly Thunder. SADOSEES. Michelle, I can see SADOSEES, Sadducees. I kid you not. I tell what God loves. I tell people I could literally, and this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. I could literally make a comedy show off of true church stories. I'm not lying. Not Shaba Deuces. Not Shaba Deuces. Woo! I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you what God loves. Let me act right. Because listen, I done had a whole replay of Minister Johnson and Sadducees in my head. So let me come back. I'm trying to talk about Joe, y'all. Y'all done got me all caught up. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to tell y'all how to read the book. And I'm trying to get this point across. And y'all done got me all caught up. Let's get back to Joe. Can we get back to Joe? Because Minister Johnson has just taken over. Now listen. I want us to understand Joe Biden and his speech that he gave in D.C. Biden called for Americans to reject political extremism and violence. Y'all see how I'm getting back on track. He asked that they get away from political extremism and violence and to protect fundamental rights and freedoms for women to choose, for transgender children to be free. He called for affordable health care and housing and the right to raise your family and retire with dignity. He urged the graduates to stand with the leaders of your generation who give voice to the people. Let's see, now I feel like clowning. Demanding action on gun violence and to stand, having done all to stand. Yes, I'm reading Joe. Having done all to stand therefore and stand against books being banned. Stand against Black history being erased. Stand up for the best in us. Stand, I said stand. Yeah, that's what Joe said. Okay, he didn't just quite say it like that, but that's what he meant. That's what he meant to say. That's what he meant to say. You don't think Joe sounded like that, DJ? But it was in him. It was in him. He was at a historically black college and university. It was in him. He just didn't know how to reach down in his shondo and pull it up. He just didn't know how to pull it up. So I'm just reading into what Joe wanted to say and how Joe wanted to say it. It was, listen, I discerned it in my shondo that this is the way he wanted to say. He just didn't know how to reach down in there and get it. You understand what I'm saying? He just didn't know how to. Diane the BX, I'm telling you. Listen, so at the end of the day, though, this is where he goes. Then he goes back and starts talking about Trump. And so this part right here, because he goes back and so please understand when he's saying, and I feel some kind of way about this speech, when he's saying in a historically black college, he comes in and he gives all of this that sounds so good while he's at Howard University giving this speech. But what he's really doing, Cassandra won't call him another Sadducee or another Sadducee. Well, Cassandra, I don't know if you ain't far from the truth. Can't pull up what you ain't got. BTD mom. Joe was straight campaigning, y'all. Joe was straight campaigning. And this is my thing. If Howard University gave you the opportunity to come and speak, tell us some truth. Speak to us from today. Don't get up here and start campaigning. And that's exactly what the Joker did, KB Browns. So he starts talking about Trump. So needless to say, that's his nemesis and his number one opponent. Sad to say, this orange apparition of a man still doesn't have his lips, hips, and fingertips in a jail cell somewhere that we literally have to have a conversation about this man still out here campaigning. And CNN, listen, let me just right here, because CNN, no. You know, I have to say, I feel some kind of way about CNN. People are saying they wanted ratings, they wanted this, they wanted that. I don't know what they wanted, but we've had enough with Fox. Now, we got to contend with your crazy butt. So, you know, they getting all kind of side eye from me. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I have pretty much banned and eliminated CNN from my informational what I want to say outlet. And they seem to be getting more and more erratically right, and people are saying they're doing it for the money. I don't know what they're doing it for, but at the end of the day, you just lost me. So you can do what you want to do, but I'm done with you. I'm going, and that whole what was supposed to be when they opened up the opportunity to Trump. And now you done did all this writing and all of this coverage and so on and so forth. And then you are the one that give him the platform to come out with his stomping ground to do his speeches and what, at the end of the day, it's really hard. It's really hard to go, all in with any of these outlets, because at the end of the day, they just end up, where's the, is it really just about the cha-ching? I don't think it's just that simple, but that's what people are saying. So at the end of the day, real talk, you're irritated that an HBCU couldn't get a black person to do the commencement speech. I hear you. And at the end of the day, I think I hear you. You've been stopped watching CNN, Z Lady C. Aren't they owned by? Listen, Rupert owns pretty much all of them, Z Lady C. And that's the thing. They are absolutely. That's the allegation that so many people are saying and observing. They've come to be the new Fox News. So after Fox has gone through all of its, this person is being indicted for this person's being canned for that, and so on and so forth. They seem to just be stepping up to the plate and filling in the gap. So at the end of the day, to CNN, this is what I want you to hear from me this morning. No. I'm through with you. Now, at the end of the day, Tall Pumps, whether or not we should have gotten a black person at Howard when they had obviously an opportunity to get the president of the United States. I hear you. And at the end of the day, all the man did was get up here and campaign. That's all he did. So then I'm not even going to read the section that addresses his conversation about, y'all, it's a raid. It's a raid. Y'all better check it out. Here we go. One reason, the Bishop of Twitch, come on in the room. It's a raid. The Gospel Takeover family is here. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed that because I heard absolutely positively none of it. I was just trying to go based off of what my eyes could see. Good morning to One Reason and the Gospel Takeover family. Much love to you. The Bishop of Twitch, One Reason is here. If you're not following One Reason, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways because he's going to bless your whole life. Misty Blue 3, I see you. Faith 286, I see you. Miss Fee 07, I see you. DJ Rollum 27, good morning to you. I'm watching you people. Come on up in here because we watching you too. Innocent 200, good morning to you. Lawanda Baskerville, yes, the mod extraordinaire of Twitch. Good morning to you, sis. Come on in the room, and I hope I didn't miss anybody else that came in speaking this morning. To all of you from the Gospel Takeover family, thank you so much for coming. And One Reason, thank you for that raid. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. Nothing but mad love, and to everybody that came over, mad love from the Lion's Den to you. Now, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty, so we're going a little bit differently today. Come on, Mod Love. Thank you for that. My mods right here. I want to give it up for Shelly Thunder, for the Rebel Inc. and Michelle Brown. Oh, they do a phenomenal job. Thank you for that, Mod Love, to my mods here in the Lion's Den. Now, back to where we were starting. We were talking about President Biden and his speech that he gave at Howard University over the weekend. So he goes into campaign mode. And that's really all he did. He went into campaign mode and he basically gave a campaign speech. Now, this is why I like Heather, because Heather comes back and this is what she continues on to say. So I'm reading today because I don't have my ability to do my videos like I normally would. So those of you that know how I normally flow, you know, today is a little bit different, but we hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Now, this is why I like Heather. While Biden based his remarks on the former President Trump's declaration after the August 2017 Unite the Right rally. So he goes back in his speech, because that's all he's doing is making a campaign. He's stumping on the trail. And can I come here and can I say this for real? For real? Thank you. I will hydrate. Thank you for that. I got some water here somewhere. Well, that's okay. I'll drink some tea if that's okay. Thank you. And I'll let you redeem those points. I appreciate you. I'm watching you people. Okay. So he comes out. And this is what I want to say. Honey, come on in here, honey 41. So much mad love to you. Appreciate you. Mel Holiday, I see you. Listen, and Retta Divine, it's more better with Retta. Come on in here. Mad love to you. Now, as we say, and I want you all to pay attention. Now, Joe comes out basically campaigning against Trump. That's really what he turned this speech into. Campaigning against Trump. This is what I want to say to us as black people. Stop letting these politicians talk black and come to black when it's time for an election. And we ain't seen them no other time. And we've not had any movement. Joe, you've been there for 4 years. What have you done for me lately? and I'm talking on behalf of the black community. What have you done for me lately? I just want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What have you done for me lately? Now you want to show up at Howard and Tall Pumps. I'm going to say this. I wouldn't put it past Joe's people to have reached out to Howard. SB 1987 is in the room, y'all. Retta Divine. I think we got all the streamers in the room. Please put your information in the chat so that we can follow you. But I can tell you, SB 1987 is a streamer. If you're not following him, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways. Come on, there's Retta Divine. She is a streamer. If you're not following her, quit your wicked ways. Any other streamers in the room, please put it in there. I see you. I appreciate you, and nothing but mad love to all the streamers in the room. Thank you for coming in. Now, this is what quit your wicked ways. That's what I'm talking about. SB 1987. Quit them. Now, stop letting and allowing these politicians to only show up. They want, now to Tall Pump's point, could we not find somebody that could have given that commencement speech from the black community that really could have spoken energy and life into those graduating students? Now, for some, it's like, but it was the president of the United States. The president of the United States went to Howard University and basically tried to pull votes. Y'all notice his comment. Let me see if I can go back up and find it. Let me see. He urged the graduates to stand with the leaders of our generation who give voice to the people. Yeah, in other words, he's trying to say that's me. That's really 24 karat gold is in the room. Leroy Brown, come on in here. What's happening for you? Good morning to you. Good morning. Excuse me. So at the end of the day, he chose Howard because VP graduated from there too. Come on, Z Lady C. Yeah. So I'm gonna reserve my comments to that because I got a whole lot of just rolling around in my shondo. At the end of the day, you come in and you basically are asking these students for their support, for their votes, for their energy, for their ability. Because now this is one thing I will say about him. He's not oblivious to the fact that the power that the young people have and wield and hold right now in this country is huge. The power of this generation is huge. So let's not be oblivious to this point. So yeah, I'm going to come and I'm going to show up. And I'm not trying to be partisan one way or the other. I'm just talking. Y'all know how I do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a Tiz. So now you know, and what have we heard from you, Joe, in the black community until now? Kamala, what have we heard from you until now? What significant legislation have you really tried to push and really tried to crazy Berrytown? There's my beautiful friend. I love me some you. Come on in here. Crazy Berrytown is a streamer. If you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your wicked ways. Because listen, she's going to bless your whole life. Now, this is where I am. You said Joe Biden's half dead. Listen. We got two of the old wrinkled up folk ever in the history of the country. And these are the two top runners. And I still can't understand why that orange apparition of a man is not in with lips, hips, and fingertips sitting behind somebody's jail cell. I still can't figure that out. But the man is running and he's campaigning. And so the two, listen. I'm like, can they even, at this point, ain't
nothing but the devil. I can't hear you. Ain't nothing but the devil.
Two old geriatric patients. Now, I'm not trying to be ugly. Did y'all see Feinstein, however she pronounces her name? Did y'all see her roll her in? They rolled her in the wheel. I don't know if I'm the only one that saw that, but they rolled that woman in there looking like death warmed over. Listen, they listen, in the words of Stacy 546, I know propped when I see it. They rolled that woman in there looking like I don't know what. Talking about it's her first time back to vote. Vote for what? This one, listen, at the end of the day, and you got folks that are upset because they're asking for her to resign because the woman, she did have a medical issue. What did you think you was going to have at 199? You going to have medical issues at 199. Why is our whole entire system so elderly? These people, I'm telling you, these people are old as dirt. They old as Methuselah, and they rolled that woman in. Do you hear me? 199. That's how old she is, Misty Blue. She's 199 years old, and she come in grabbing hold to the chair as they rolled her in and had Chuck Schumer on one side, and I don't know who the other one was on the other side. 199 years old, talking about they won't let go. I don't understand. Why do we keep voting them back? Why? Come on here, Leroy Brown. I'm your auntie all day. I'm your auntie all day long, and honored to be so. Why are we rolling these people up in these geriatric patients, and then the two that you want to put in the leadership of the country? What are we doing? What are we doing? I just want to know. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. I can't get an understanding why we got all, y'all go there. It smells like Geritol in the halls of justice. It smells like Geritol. The only medicine they passing out is the blue pill. Everybody in there is 110 minimum. I just can't understand it. You mean to tell me we don't have any young... Leroy, it smells like White Diamond's perfume. That's all you can smell. Chantilly. Don't mess with me. I'll go back and get them all. Chantilly. You understand the words? It smells like... Missy Blue, we need some young blood. We need some young blood in the halls of justice, because I'm looking at this and I'm saying, are these the minds that are Chantilly? I went all the way back and grabbed some Chantilly. Some of y'all too young to even know what Chantilly is. Smelling like brute. Baby, it's smelling like anything but youthfulness and young folk. Smelling like anything but youthfulness and young folk. So at the time that I'm looking at this, and Liz, I wish I had that because I don't think I do. But baby, when I looked at that picture, I hollered. I said, what in the world are we doing? It smells like denture cream in there. Listen, it just, I'm telling you, this is a sad condition. And these are the two youth dude from Estee Lauder. Oh, Honey 41 said, what Chantilly? Listen, it's what old ladies wore back in the day, Honey 41, Chantilly. Chantilly, smelling like Tussie and High Karate, smelling like all of that. I don't smell no life. I smell no life. Matter of fact, if the truth be told, I smell for formaldehyde in there because we got the embalmers with the embalming fluid waiting in the back for when they fall over off the podium. It's the embalmers are in the back waiting for the dentures to slip out and for them to slump over so that they can go ahead and just pump them up. We come to pump you up. These people are just too old to be sitting their lips, hips, and fingertips in those chairs. I just can't get Geritol and Ben Gay. Absolutely, DJ Rock and Ron. That's what it smells like in the halls of justice. Lord Jesus. So this part right here, it's like this guy. Thank you for following Thunder Mojo. Listen, Mijo. I'm not exactly sure. Help me with the pronunciation of your name. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, these are old, decrepit people. Just old, decrepit people making decisions for your life and my life. And listen, I'm telling you, and I'm not a cruel person, but the comedy that manifested with the two of them, and they're old, the two people standing there, y'all know Schumer ain't young, the two people that were flanked on either side rolling her in, and she looked like death warmed over. They're bringing her back her first day back. I said, you know what? This is a shame. It's sad. It's really sad. And I'm like, you know, what are we doing? Anyway, let me get back to Biden and this dastardly, because I feel a clown in spirit all over me. Now, he done talked about Trump and he's going to Trump. Now, this is where I want to go. Z Lady C, I'm telling what God loves. It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. I really do wish I had that picture, because if y'all saw the picture, it's Comedy Central. And they put it out there like they really doing something. Her first day back at work to vote. And I looked at that and I said, if that ain't sad, if that ain't sad, sadder, and saddest right there. I need all the superlatives right there. I got sad, I got sadder, I got saddest. So, you know, the saddest trumps everything else. Honey, they had all of it in that one picture, like they were really doing something. My God, today. Now, this is what I want us to pay attention to. How when again, Heather Cox Richardson, I love her. I love the way she approaches it. She says now, even though Biden went back and went all the way to a speech that Trump gave in 2017, and again, really all he's doing is campaigning. That's all he was doing. Again, black folks, y'all reject these politicians that the only time they show up in your face is when they want your vote. And I'm going to go back and say it again. What have you done for me lately? Have you even glanced in my direction? Have you even glanced in my direction? And then you had to go back and get all your speaking points against Trump from 2017. So this is where I like where listen, I'm going to give it to you one reason. I'm going to give it to you because it's really, and black folks, if we ain't figured it out yet, because this has been the okie doke that they've pulled every single time, and y'all just lose your minds and vote for these folks. Vote for people that vote for you, huh? Can we say that? Vote for people that vote for you. Would you do that, please? I'm going to say it once more and again. Vote for people that vote for you. Lord, today. Now, I'm going to give it to you one reason, because at the end of the day, could it be the devil? Baby, this ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Please believe it. So that vote for you, and I'm talking about all of them. I don't care what color they are, because you listen, y'all get the black folk and you think, oh, all skin, what they say, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Y'all get folk and put them in there, and they do everything damnable under the sun to fatten and line their pockets, and they not doing anything. There's so many things that went through my mind right there, but I'm gonna pass on all of them because listen, there's so much I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it. Now, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention because this is what Heather Cox Richardson takes Biden to task for. She doesn't address the fact that he done came to a historically black college and university to take this whole time of the start of their lives after graduating in commencement to campaign. She doesn't address that, but she does address the fact that all of this that he pulled out from 2017 speech of Donald J. Trump, that there's a whole lot of other stuff he could have talked about. Now, let's just look at this, and this is why I said this is a good place to start on today. Although Fuentes, let's come here. Last night, Hunter Walker of Talking Points Memo broke the story that the digital director, y'all listen to this, the digital director for right-wing Representative Paul Gosar, the Republican from Arizona, appears to be Wade Searle, a devoted follower of white supremacist Nick Fuentes. Fuentes has openly embraced Nazism and Russian President Vladimir Putin's authoritarianism, and he is one of those who the alt-right groypers look up to. Now, this is the point that she's making. You done went all the way back to 2017 to talk about this, that, and the other thing that Trump put out back then. But there's stuff, thank you for lurking and twerking, honey, 41, I appreciate you. There's stuff that you could have talked, and please understand again, I'm not being partisan. I'm just addressing points that she's making. So I don't want y'all to think that this is where I'm coming from. I'm trying to get you to understand. Last night, do you understand the words coming out of her mouth? This was broken as a news story that it was discovered, and I say discovered, that Wade Searle, who is a devoted follower of Fuentes, is the person behind Paul Gosar's directing his camp. Now, then we go on. Although Fuentes calls the groypers Christian conservatives, y'all, and this is why. This whole, when I talk about evangelicalism and people don't understand the essence of what I'm talking about, that term has come to mean so many things, but at the root of it is that white racist evangelicalism that really taught black folks on the plantation, be a good slave. Be a good one. Make sure you get work for all your wages. Don't cheat your owner. Don't cheat your in today's time. Don't cheat your manager. Don't cheat your supervisor. Barbara Hardy, good morning, my these are they friends. So much love coming to you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So all of this that we've been indoctrinated in and continue to perpetuate and teach and just listen. I'm tired of the sheep. I'm ready for the lions. And if you're still caught up in ministry that's talking to bye black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. You got a bag of wool for everybody but yourself. And you just keep perpetuating and pushing that same agenda. And y'all hear me say that all the time, but I mean that with all my shondo. You just keep pushing this same agenda. If they're not teaching you empowerment, if they're not teaching you entrepreneurship, if they're not teaching you leadership, if they're not teaching you to be in front, if they're not teaching you to be the head and not the tail. Did you hear the words that came out of my mouth? Come on, lovely one. I see you, Queen Shauna. If they're not teaching you to be the head and not the tail. That's what they teach me. That's what they preach me. No, they read that scripture, you're the head and not the tail, and then teach you how to be a good tail. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. They preach and they teach you. I said it, and I'll add to it before I take it back. They preach and teach to you how you're the head and not the tail, and then turn around and teach you how to be a good tail. And some of them teach you how to be a good tail, literally. I said what I said. Let me just, okay, this is my drop. This is my drops the mic. I'm getting ready to They teach you, some of them. I said what I said, and I'll add to before I take it back. Some of them are literally teaching you how to be a good tail. A a good piece of tail. I said what I said, and y'all still taking your money up there and laying it out. So at the end of the day, this part right here, if you are not understanding, listen, Z Lady, see, I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. They teach you how to be a good follower. They teach you how to be a good employee. They teach you all of these different things. They teach you how to lay down and spread them. They teach you how to be a good tail and not the head. I said what I said. Now it says Walker was also identified. You got two people out of this man's camp that are all Fuentes followers. And the point that I'm making about Fuentes is that he's an openly KKK racist man. And y'all just keep on voting these folk right on back in office and say nothing. All of this, as she said, came out last night while Biden done retched way back to 2017 to tales of the Cassandra, tales and tales of the crypt. Baby, that's exact. Tales, Tales, and tales, Tails, of the crypt. The chat is undefeated. They're teaching you tales and tales of the crypt. And y'all just keep right on. So understand, when you are talking about these different elements of white evangelicalism and racism, which are hand in hand, and understand the roots. Some of y'all need to go back and check out the roots. Do you understand? Y'all get all tied up and tangled up and caught up with all of this mess and don't even know from whence it's come. And then you say, but they're not like that anymore. Baby, unless you tore up the foundation and relayed another foundation, the foundation is still there. Y'all ain't ready for me. And so you say, well, spiritual thought leader, I'm gonna deal with some of y'all's thoughts right now, because when I start talking about right racism and white evangelicalism, some folk get uncomfortable because some of y'all at the do-si-do, your partner are all white evangelical churches. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. But spiritual thought leader, there's been change. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna ask once more and again, and I know y'all can think of them quick, fast, and in a hurry. When you go to these churches that are white evangelical churches, and they're like, but they embrace everybody, and I just love them and they love me. How many black folks are in leadership? How many black folks, and I ain't talking about over the choir. I'm not talking about over the praise team. I'm not talking about over the music department. That's entertainment, folks. That's entertainment. How many senior level pastors and administrators do you have in that congregation? Because at the end of the day, I'm talking about, if you really gonna tear up all that, then let's take it here, and not just what's going on in that local congregation, but how many of these white evangelical churches, and I'm gonna wait, how many of these white evangelical churches that y'all done jumped up and ran to and started attending, how many of them are actually out here standing up publicly and speaking against racism? Oh, I love my black sisters and my black brothers. Oh, I love all of the brown skin. Jesus, I love all of the different colors in the rainbow. I love everybody. How many of them are out here speaking publicly and taking a stand against racist behaviors, against racist people, against racist law, against black and brown bodies getting killed and maimed and destroyed? How many of them are out here talking? And so I contend, my brothers and my sisters, if they're not out here speaking in our behalf, the foundation of racism standeth sure. Having this seal, racist knows them that are theirs. I said it, and I revamped that scripture just for this case and this occasion. Nevertheless, the foundation of racism stands sure because this is the truth. The racists know them that are theirs. I don't care how many scriptures they quote. I don't care how they can give you an exegesis of the scripture. They're racist. I said what I said. Stirs the soul. We're out here speaking. You just don't hear. You just don't speak cricket. Listen, and I'm gonna tell you. This is the challenge that I make to anybody that wants to say that the evangelical body is no longer wrapped up and bound in that same racist energy they had when they started their evangelical evil works. I'm telling you, if that's the case, show me somebody, bring them to me. I need receipts. Bring me receipts that shows me their work in the community. Bring me the receipts that and I ain't talking about we got a food program, we feed the hungry. No, I ain't talking about that. Listen, don't throw money at me. I need you to address my situation. If you're not addressing my situation more than to throw me some food and a bone every now and again, stop talking to me. You still, listen, I don't hear nothing but crickets. Am I talking to anybody in here? So this is something that when racism has been eradicated from white evangelicalist racism, I will know it by their fruit because they're going to come out and speak against openly. They're going to speak against proudly. They're going to speak out against righteously. Listen, until justice run down like a stream. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. The white evangelicals put 45 billion in office, 45 in office. That's all that needs to be said. KB Browns. That's all that needs to be said. Show me the money. Put your money where your mouth is. And so y'all can drink the Kool-Aid if you want to. You can run around and say, oh, but those were days. Those are bygone days. Honey, you've been deceived. Do you understand the words coming out? You've been deceived because that ain't the facts. So when we get to this whole idea that really Heather Cox is taking Biden to task. She's taking Biden to task on these points. And you said nothing about current events. Nothing. While you're saying, now listen, what did he say? He's trying to push this agenda that at the end of the day, I want you to stand with the leaders of your generation who give voice. What did you give voice to? Who have you given voice for in the black community? I ain't heard nothing but crickets, Joe. And stand against books being banned and black history being erased. Stand for the best in us. Where is it, Joe? Where is it, Joe? And so again, I love Heather because she said, Joe, President Biden, not to be disrespectful to the man in his office, there are so many things that were recent events within the matter of days of him giving that speech. He could have touched on any number of things if that's really where he's at. A February study by the Public Religion Research Institute, which is a nonprofit and a nonpartisan organization, it conducts independent research on religion, culture, and public policy, found that the so-called Christian nationalism at the heart of those like Fuentes is closely linked with the willingness to commit violence to make the U.S. a white Christian nation. Now, did you heard it right there? Can I read it again? I know it's a lot of words, but let me read it once more and again. A February study released by the Public Religion Research Institute, which is nonpartisan and nonprofit and nonpartisan, that conducts independent research on religion, culture, and public policy, found that the so-called Christian nationalism at the heart of those like Fuentes is closely linked with a willingness to commit violence to make the U.S. a white Christian nation. Their polls show that nearly 20% of those who sympathize with Christian nationalism agree that they're willing to fight to take the nation back to what they incorrectly believe the way it was. And the way it was slavery. Brothers and sisters, that's the way that it was. The way that it was a hierarchical system that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And at the end of the day, can I say it like this? And this is the reality of it. The reality in the whole racist structure. But I want you to understand that the whole system of racism, the whole system of white privilege is the relationship of a parasite to the host. And the racists and the white supremacists are the parasites and we are the hosts. Now, I'm going to use that to transition and come out of this because listen, at the end of the day, I could go on. Again, I'm reading from Heather Cox Richardson. There's so much more that she breaks it down. Honey, I love her because when sister breaks it down, she breaks it down. She breaks it down. She's going through, if you didn't know, what are some other things that she touched on? The university professor, yes, it was a political rally. The lawsuit has been filed by Noelle Dunphy against Trump. That's a whole nother thing. If you weren't aware of that, somebody has come out. And Rudy Giuliani, who she said was sexually assaulting her. Oh, I'm telling you, all of this, if y'all have missed all of this, you're going out here. Heather just wrapped it up and put a bow on it, nice and neat. All of this mess, all of this nastiness. And she's seeking $10 million in compensation and damages. If you didn't know, that lawsuit is going on and is recently filed. And man, that story about that situation with her and Giuliani, it's insanity. And these are the people that are still walking the streets. Still walking the streets like they did nothing. And we're talking about putting these individuals back in office. This is insanity. John Durham, the Trump loyalist, and they begin to talk about how William Barr used him to undermine the FBI investigation into whether Russia interfered in the 2016 election. I mean, she runs this thing down. You understand the words coming out of her mouth. Then we got Representative George Santos, who pleaded guilty to charge of theft in Brazil, but insists he's not guilty of federal charges against him here in financial crimes and refuses to resign. Joe could have talked about any of this. She goes on. She wasn't done, honey. She came on through. And then she said, and I'm going to read the last paragraph. And finally, Representative James Comer, representative from Kentucky, chair of the House Oversight Committee, yesterday told Fox News Channel personality that the committee has lost track of its top witness that's alleging wrongdoing by the Biden family. Now, did you hear what I said? He came out on Fox to say that the witness that they had on all this wrongdoing that they have against Biden, they've lost track of them. And this is what he said, quote, "We're hopeful that the informant is still here. The whistleblower knows the informant, but the whistleblower is very credible." KB Browns, they done lost the witness. If there ever was one, KB Browns, if there ever was a witness, KB, they've lost them. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. This is real political theater that we're enduring right now. And yes, one reason. Yes. This alleged witness that they had, they lost them. And Comer hopes that they're still here. Stirs the soul. That ain't all they've lost. Now, this is where I'm going. Fairly, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. This is sheer comedy. And then go over to the Democrats and we see y'all willing Feinstein, whatever her name is. Y'all see her rolling her in like a corpse, set up in a wheelchair. This is our government, folks. This is our government. Now, that's why I'm going to segue right there. I'm going to go back to the point that I said earlier. Tall pumps. We need our Hollywood writers back. Listen, this is all kind of good stuff right here. This is all kind of good stuff that we're going through right now. So basically what Heather Cox Richardson does, she takes Joe Biden, President Biden, to task when he says, this is free TV from the government, Cassandra Woke, weekend at Bernie's court. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is a whole mess. Now, this is the government that y'all want to rescue. Rescue me? This is the government y'all want to rescue you. I'm really being facetious. This is the government that y'all want to rescue you. Now, I'm going to go back to this point and I'm going to say it once more and again. We free us. We free us. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We free us. So all of y'all waiting for the government to come in as your knight in shining armor and suddenly make right all of these wrongs. And they are many. My God, today they are many. And it's on both sides. Come on in here, My Lock Journey. So much love to you. Listen, I've been in here clowning and convorting because OBS did me wrong. So, you know, I had to pivot. Y'all don't want to make spiritual thought leader pivot because, honey, when I pivot, I pivots. Now, at the end of the day, and good morning to you, My Lock Journey is a streamer. I call her the Lock Whisperer. If you're not following My Lock Journey, quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your head. Now, this is where I pivot. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it once more and again. White supremacy, racism, white privilege, all of the such. All of that is nothing more than a parasite to a host relationship. Now, this is where I'm saying to the black community, we've been host to this parasite long enough. We have hosted this parasite. And really, if you really think about it, STL, why would you say something like that? That sounds ugly. That sounds whatever. Listen. What does a parasite do? A parasite attaches itself to a host, sucks the life out of, and lives because of the host. And that's exactly what white supremacy has done. That's exactly what racism has done and continues to do. That's exactly what slavery did. And so at the end of it all, I'm saying to you, whether it was slavery and black folks were the hosts, come on here, 24 karat gold. We talking about pure energy up in here. We have been pure energy to this country. We have been pure energy to this continent. We have been the energy that has kept this country alive. Please hear what I'm saying. And I'm not being reverse racist. I'm talking and telling the truth. We have been the pure energy of the United States of America, and we continue to be the pure energy of the United States of America. And it's time that the host say to the parasite, goodbye. Now, how does that happen? That happens from the host coming together and saying, y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar reason. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a T-I-Z tis. So this is where I'm saying to the host, And as is not uncommon many times to not necessarily every single time, there's always an exception to the rule. But in most instances, the host tends to be larger than the parasite. We have been the soul of this country, Stirs the Soul, not the soul music, but not the soul food, but the soul survivors. Come on here. You better talk your talk. I love Stirs the Soul. This is a brilliant minded man. I love you. I absolutely do. Now, this is what I want to say. We have been the soul and we are the soul. When will we take back our souls? Because listen, it's no different than, again, more times than not, you take this little bitty tick and it attaches itself to your body as a parasite, sucks the blood, gets real big, plump, fat. But at the point in time that the host decides, I'm going to take care of you and get rid of you, you get no more of my blood. You get no more of my life force. You get no more of my life source. You get no more of my pure energy. You get no more of my creativity. The only way you get my blood is that I'm going to dictate the terms. But you're not going to attach no more, Yoshi-san, no more. And this is any of it. And listen, can I say this? And I'm glad you said no more, Yoshi-san, because what it did, it jogged in my mind. Some of us, even in the black community, I need you to identify any parasites in your life. Oh my God, I said something right there. I want you to identify any parasites in your lives and say no more. Some of you all's friends are parasites. Some of you all's families are parasites. Am I talking to anybody in here? You have churches that are parasites. You've got ministers and ministries that are parasites. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling right now. We got all kind of things that have attached to us that we're hosting, that we're carrying, that we're giving them our life source, that we're giving them our blood, that we're giving them our pure energy, that we're giving them our boss energy. And I need you all to find because I'm here to wake up the lions. I'm not talking to the sheep. I'm here to wake up the lions. I need the lions to rise up and roar and say no more parasites. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you're dressed up. I don't care what your package is. No more. No. Listen, can I get some help? No more parasites. Come on here, T. Summers. Free yourselves. Free yourselves. Shelly Thunder. Free yourselves. Yoshi-san. Free yourselves. Z-Lady C. Queen Shauna. Sheila Miles. Diane. Free yourselves and cut them off. Cut them off. Cut them off. Cut them off. And this, beloved, I want you to do individually. But collectively, I'm saying to black folk and anybody else that wants to help put the fire out in the black community. We are the soul of this country. Take our souls back. Take our souls back. We are no longer hosting you. We free us. We are no longer slaving for you. We free us. We are no longer giving you our creativity. We free us. We are no longer giving you our ingenuity. We free us. We are no longer divided in our stand one against the other. We free us. Am I talking? Cut, snip, snip, cut it. Cut it, Prince Jacob. Cut it. Snip it. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut them off. And I've said this to you the last week and this week as well. What is the end result when you cut the parasite off? When you get rid of the tick, when you get rid of whatever parasite you want to fill in the blank with, but you get the visual of that. When you cut them off, they can no longer grow, thrive, and at the end of the day, they won't be able to survive without you. Am I talking to anybody? Because I'm talking strategy. I'm not talking about trying to come out and have another civil war. I'm not talking, baby, that's all it is leeches. Please believe it. And this is where I need black community to understand we have been hosting this leech of racism, white supremacy. We have allowed this to leech and just leech and lynch. Can I say it? We've allowed it to leech and lynch us, and we need to come together as a community, combine together and say no more. Release, redeem, and restore, Shelly. Ooh, don't make hey, I feel something right there. Release, redeem, and restore. Ooh, that's what we're doing right now. Release, redeem, and restore us. We free us. We free us. Now, if y'all didn't see from what I just read today about the insanity that we call government, if you really think that's what's getting ready to free you, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The only way, and again, I'm talking strategy. We're not playing checkers anymore. We're playing chess. We got strategies that see ahead and look down the road, and we position the people on the board. This is why I'm saying to us, we're coming together. We're coming together as a unit because, listen, one might be a pawn, another person might be a rook, another might be a bishop. Y'all ain't buying me. One might be the queen. It doesn't matter what your position is. We got to get the board set up. We need to be chess masters. Come on here, Cassandra. Well, we need to be chess masters, but we got to understand that we're all on the same team and stop fighting each other. I said what I said and work together. Working together works. Am I talking to anybody in here? This is what we're calling for when we say, okay, let's come to a whole nother reality. We're no longer just out here, everybody trying to be their own renegade, whatever. We need to unite forces and work together so that we can stop the madness and get rid of the parasite. Now, y'all know while I'm there, y'all know, can I just take it and just expound on it a little bit further? Lyme disease will kill you. Lyme disease will kill you and take you straight on out. A lot of the parasites, what they carry, the diseases that they bring to the host will kill the host if the host doesn't get rid of the parasite. I'm teaching and I'm talking real heavy right here. And I'm not engaged in violence. So anybody that might see and try to take that little clip of what I just said and try to make it mean something that I did, I'm not talking about. I'm addressing white supremacy. I'm addressing white privilege. I'm addressing racism. And I'm saying that parasite must die. And we got to get rid of it. And if you don't, you see exactly what has happened. The disease has spread through the host. Am I talking to anybody in here? This one little small-minded, narrow thinking, ain't nothing but the devil, white supremacist, done come in here and contaminated the whole entire host, if it be possible. Am I talking to anybody? It's time for us, for the wellness of the host, to say no more. And so this is why I'm advocating the coming together and saying we've got to do this unified, because we firepower, the minute y'all start talking about I'm going to get my gun, Annie Oakley, get your gun, we don't have enough firepower. Now, that's a reality. But when as we always have, y'all, black people have always been ingenious. We've always come up and we used our brains. We used our minds, even with no education formally. Education is not the answer to your genius. Oh my God. I could go a lot of places there, but I won't. Y'all think just because I got an education, and I understand education is huge, but them uneducated people, I said what I said, and I said it on purpose. Then uneducated people with no formal ability to read, with no ability to do arithmetic, reading, writing, and arithmetic, without the ability to pronounce their words properly. And those were words that were not from their native tongue and their native language. And you said they were ignorant and unlearned because they didn't talk your language. Let them go back and speak their tongue that from whence they came. I'm sure they speak it perfectly. But I'm sure if you had to learn their tongue, you couldn't learn their tongue either. Why you want to sit up and try to act like we can't talk? I said what I said. Now, at the end of the day, that's not education. We've always outwitted. We've always outsmarted. We've always outthought the racist, the white supremacists, the haters of our melanin. We've always done it. But we used our brains. They don't know their own tongue. My lock journey. And that's the truth. This is where I want us to understand. And come on, the greatest firepower to their power is money. And that's why, this is why I'm constantly talking KB Browns, that we've got to come together and begin to unify. And this is the message that I'm pushing everywhere. Matter of fact, I've got a few more things, and I appreciate all of you all that come in here and give, because you always hear me say we're building something, and it dropped in my spirit one day. Just remind the people that we're building. Well, I'm not just on here for this. Isn't entertainment streaming. I'm serious about this thing. There is the ability of us to change this world. And I understand all white folks are not our enemy. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm addressing racism, white supremacy, and hatred. That's what I'm addressing for anybody that's confused. I told y'all the story about somebody got me out with some of our white brothers and sisters and want to embarrass you. Y'all go find your own people. And I dismiss myself because that's not the energy that I'm coming with. And as I said, anybody that wants to help put the fire out, honey, grab a hose, grab a bucket. But at the end of the day, I am advocating for my community. I want us to understand that if we're going to, and we are, if we're going to come after we build our own table, because we built theirs, after we build our own chairs, because we built theirs, after we build our own economy, because we built theirs. I need y'all to hear me. For all the people in the back, after we build our own table, because we built theirs, after we build our own chairs, because we built theirs, after we build our own economic base because we built theirs, I'm saying do it for ourselves. And after we've done it for ourselves and we're able to really stand boldly on what we've built, then they're going to want a seat at our table. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. When we've efficiently and effectively rebuilt ours for ourselves, they are going to be begging, do you hear me, for a seat at our table. And some of you all don't have enough vision maybe to see what I'm saying and where I'm going. But please believe me, I'm telling you what's going to happen. When we build what we're building for ourselves and they see Wakanda forever, when they see Wakanda forever energy, Z Lady C, T Summers, they're going to beg for a seat at our table. We got to build it, and we will. This is what we're going to be doing, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. For those of you that believe it, and for those of you that receive it, and for those of you that want to be a party to this, I've created my Patreon, and set it up, and it's been there the whole time. You all knew I said today was going to be our launch, but I had to push it back to Thursday, so you all probably won't see it till Friday or Monday. But listen, we're thespiritualthoughtleader.com. I'm out here, y'all, and we're getting ready to take this to task. I'm not just talking on this stream, but we're getting ready to take this here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to be out there because, listen, we understand we've got to have reparations and reorganization of the Black community. This is the place that we're jumping off and saying, okay, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. Talk is cheap. It takes money. It takes resources. We talked about bartering. Everything isn't going to always be about literally transferring $1 to another dollar. I see you fairly all day. Nothing but mad love to you. Thank you for coming in, and you have an awesome, amazing day on purpose. This is the place where we say we've got to have a deeper consciousness that understand. And somebody said it earlier, money talks. And that's what KB Browns, I think you're the one that said it. The greatest firepower to the powerful is money. The greatest firepower to the powerful is money. This is where we understand a deeper consciousness that's saying we have created money. We have created all kinds of things. We have created from day one when our feet touched the soil of this land. We have created. Now we absolutely positively we must create for ourselves. Listen, do we need to do it differently from Black Wall Street? The reason you ask is because they were Wakanda pretty much. However, the demons came in. But this is where I'm saying we're going to create some of that, and the demons came in, and so on and so forth. I understand. This is why I say my lock journey to that question. And this is the conversation that we're going to be having in my Patreon. We'll talk about it here, but we're going to talk about it in depth in Patreon and bring in people from organizations. We're going to bring in people from government. We're going to bring in people from all different levels. We're going to dig in and we're going to dig deep. This is what I say, my lock journey. So we see what they did to Greenwood. We see what they did to Black Wall Street in Tulsa. We see what they did to so many different. Now, so they showed their hand, my lock journey. They showed their hand. This is where I say they've shown their hand and they never come up with a new playbook. If y'all think about it, the same playbook that they're using now is the same playbook they used all the way back when. Because they're not creative. Their genius and their creativity has largely come from Black community. Even if I talk about the food program that they took from the Black Panthers, the Head Start program that they took from Harlem. They always look at what we do and then try to mimic it. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. I'm talking real heavy right now. They take what we create and then try to take. I don't care. You can take it to rock and roll. You can take it to jazz. You can take it to music. You can take it. It's nothing new. It's always the same soup warmed over because the creativity is not there. Now, what I say to that, and it's time for me to get out of here, but what I say to that is this is the space and place where, again, we're not playing checkers anymore. We play chess. We see their moves and we see how they've done this move repeatedly. Then what we will do is sit down and make a plan and make a path that already anticipates this move because we know that's their move, my lock journey. We know that's their move. It's the same move they come out with every time. And that's another reason why I'm moving this to Patreon, because some of this conversation, we're not going to just have out here willy nilly for them to come in here and hear it and then come and they make a plan against our plan of attack. You go listen, if you gonna get this intel, you gonna have to give some. If you gonna get this intel, baby. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because at this point, you know, you can come in and listen to me. Don't believe everybody that's in here under the sound of my voice is for me and pro what I'm talking about. We got people that come in, we got people that sit, we got people that lurk and never say a word, but have nothing positive in energy toward what I'm espousing. So understand, this is where I say, oh no, you're not just gonna come in and post your lips, hips, and fingertips up in my stream and get details and information. You understand the words that are coming? We'll deal and continue to pull out concepts and ideas over here, because I feel like that's open to the community at large. But when we start talking about solutions, do you understand the words? See, y'all got to understand something. I said this the other day, and I don't know if everybody understood. Now, I got the wrong flyer in it. It should be solutions at the spiritual. You can send it to STL, but it should go to solutions. That one works as well. I did make another flyer that says solutions. Both of those accounts out there, I'll get it either way you go. But I also have those of you that have volunteered. I appreciate those of you that are volunteering. I have your information, and I'm going to be reaching out to you. Some of them, I'm emails, yes, but I'm going to be calling many of you directly to have a conversation with you. Listen, some of y'all had some intel in there already that I was just swinging from the rafters because we're ready to do this. Talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. So understand, ultimately, I'm going to say this to you as well, My Lock Journey. Ultimately, what this is going to morph into is an organization that has the ability where we can employ people, where we can pay salaries, where we can go out and do the work of spreading the information. We can go out and make presentations, because guess what? This needs to scatter abroad. It needs to scatter abroad. It can't stay here in Twitch. It can't stay on Facebook. It needs to scatter abroad. So there are many, many things that we need to roundtable talk in private, and then figure out how we're going to disseminate that information out into the general. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm serious about this thing. I am not playing. I'm so serious about this thing. Then we need to take that information and disseminate it abroad. What we've talked about in private. And I said this, we've got to learn how to be stealthy. We've got to learn how to be stealthy. Too many times we tell too much. Z Lady C, you understand what I'm saying? Too many times we tell too much to the masses, and we show our hand prematurely. I want y'all to hear me. Y'all think I'm just in here saying we building something. No. I mean that thing. Listen, and I appreciate you all, because you're making it possible. I thank you for the roaring biddies. I thank you for your subs. You're making it possible for me to go out here and register trademarks, so that as we move in stealth, when we come out, our stuff is protected. Getting trademarks. Do you understand what I'm saying? Getting copyrights, getting all of this in order, getting all of it registered, so that when we come out and we start moving, we ain't got to worry about some pop up, wannabe, made up, trying to grift and get folks money. When we come out, baby, it's going to be trademarked. It's going to be registered. It's going to be copywritten. It's going to be put well together. It's going to be thought through. And we're moving in silence, Shelly Thunder. We're moving in silence. This is where the rubber meets the road. And this is where we separate the goodwill from the doers and the workers that are ready to make it happen. So this right here, the deeper consciousness that we're going to be dealing with, and I'll be unrolling all of that, and we'll be having that think tank where we have that round table talk. All of that's going on in private. And again, that's in Patreon and for Patreon only. But we can talk some stuff. We can talk some real serious stuff, because we're about solutions. We ain't about just out here talking same talk over and over and over and over and over again. Now, as I said, my schedule got pushed back a few days because my developers will not be ready until after Thursday. So, but I'm serious about this. I'm so serious. And I want to say thank you to each one of you. I said again, and I want to say those that responded to solutions on Friday, thank you. And I am going to be contacting you. I am going to be reaching out to you. You get solutions at thespiritualthoughtleader.com. Solutions at and make sure to put the in there. Solutions at thespiritualthoughtleader.com. Matter of fact, let me try my little, I think I put a command in, and I think I put it in right. Let me do let's see, there we go. Send it to solutions at thespiritualthoughtleader.com. because we're building this thing. So My Lock Journey, I want you to be a part of this journey. I want you to be a part of the round table talk. I want you to be a part of the think tank, because we're going to think this thing through. And we're doing this in a serious way. We'll have attorneys that'll be talking to us when necessary. We'll have all different facets, educators. We'll have all different facets of people that are going to be in here. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. We ain't playing on this thing. This is for real. And I hope that at the point in time, I want to see us be able to employ as many. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about my company or my organization. Listen, everybody that has a business, once more and again, put a 1 in the chat. Everybody, or actually, don't even do that. Put the name of your business in the chat. Once more and again, everybody that's here today, if you have a business and you are an entrepreneur, because we have them, they're putting that database together. If you have a business and you are an entrepreneur, put the name of your business in the chat. Put the name of the business in the chat. Why? Because when I'm talking about, I want to see us put people to work. I want your businesses to be able to grow. I want your businesses to be able to employ. I want your businesses to be able to connect. It's not a one. When I talk about the unity in the community, it means when you win, I win. When I win, you win. It's not always and just about me and my win. It's about us collectively winning together. It's about us collectively. I see Hair Envy Salon. Come on in here, and we're gonna listen. You in the mix. We're putting that database together, y'all. We're putting the database together. When we talk about the Black Friday Blackout Initiative, when we talk about where we're encouraging people on Fridays, this is just a start. Where on Fridays we black out from the regular economy and we black in to the black economy, and Black Friday means we buy black only all day today. Y'all hear me? The Black Friday Blackout Initiative. Come on. We're talking about we black out of the regular economy and we black in to the black economy, and everything we buy on Black Friday, which is every Friday, is black owned and black operated. We are doing this thing. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Come on, Quality DJ Services Inc. You better come on, DJ Rock and Roll Ron. 23 Travel, TWO3 Travel, 23 Travel. I love it. T Summers. I love it. I love it. I love it. Lady T, travel the world with. Come on, Toya. Come on with that. I love it. I love it. Now, listen, don't y'all be shy. Put the information in there, because this is one thing that I want us to understand. Legal Shield. Come on here, DJ Rock and Ron. I love it. We're backing one another. If you're still in a competition mindset, you're in the wrong dispensation. If you're still thinking competition, you're in the wrong dispensation. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're still in the mindset of competition, you see business as competing, you're in the wrong dispensation. This is a time of unification. There's enough sunshine for everybody to catch a ray. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We are not fighting against one another. There is enough sunshine for everybody to catch their rays. That's the energy that we're coming with. But the first energy, I watched a powerful movie on yesterday, and it really blessed me. Because listen, T Summers, come on, Lady T, this is what I'm telling you. When we begin, can I just say it? When we begin to support one another, you are going to blow up. When we support one another, we're all going to blow up. Please believe it. And the people that are still in the competition mindset are still going to be sitting there with that same little bit that they had and not have grown. Now, I want to say this. I saw a beautiful documentary on yesterday, and I'm going to get out of here. And it was about, is his name Trent? He was a football player for, come on, Uptask Professional Virtual Assistant. Come on with that Crystal Method. Because I might need to tap you myself, because I'm going to need some admin support. But I do want to say I have a lot of volunteers that have volunteered, but in certain areas, I need to connect with you. I'm so grateful the Trent, I want to say was his name Trent, that played for San Francisco. Any of my football players in there that know what I'm talking about, I want to say either his first or last name was Trent, but he had the skin cancer on his head and a tumor growing in his brain. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? I might have to Google that. Somebody Google that for me. I want to say he played for San Francisco. I don't know if that's correct or not. Anybody? None of my real football fans in here know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I watched his documentary on Black Pix, which is a what is that? Roku had his story on there, and his $143 million contract that he ended up getting to play. But at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to get to is this point. He and his manager his agent had what they called, and they would constantly tell each other, he called him boy, not in a derogatory way. But he kept, you got this boy, you got this boy, you got this boy, you got this boy. And at the end, they explained what boy, the acronym boy, stood for in their interaction. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Once more and again, bet on your Trent Williams. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much. That story, oh my and God. And they chronicled that thing. You got to see the tumor on his brain. Oh my God. It was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Was told, set your house and your business in order, for you shall surely die and not live. That was it. Bet on yourself. BOY. And he goes through the whole, if you all get an opportunity, it was on yesterday. I want to say around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was on yesterday. If you have Roku, on the Black Pix channel, if you can go out and find that and then watch it. When I tell you it was Demon, come on in here. So much mad love to you. Welcome to the Lion's Den. Love you. And thank you for coming in. But at the end of it, when they revealed how he kept saying, you got this boy, you got this boy, you got this boy. And he revealed that BOY was bet on yourself, even in the midst of the worst part of the crises, when they didn't know and were being told he was not going to live. He said, the agent said that was almost like somebody kicked him in the gut. But at that point, he just kept, when he got on the plane and was able to go where Trent was, he kept telling Trent, you got this boy, you got this boy, you got this boy. And to understand that even in the midst of being told he would surely die, and that's what the doctors told him, he would surely die and not live. Yet and still, the two of them kept speaking that. I want you to understand the power of your words. They kept speaking that to each other. You got this boy. You got this boy. You got this boy. And I want you all to embrace that. If I can pass that on to you this morning, that ministered so richly to my spirit. Wherever you are in your plan, wherever you are in your process, you got this boy. And that's gender. It's not gender specific at all. It's irrelevant to gender. You got this. Bet on yourself. You've got this. Bet on yourself. And with that, I'm out of here. I'm 20 minutes over, but I hope this 20-minute overage was good for you and good to you. I love y'all. I really, really do. And come on. You got this, boy. My Lock Journey. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. That's the way we do it in the Lion's Den. Listen, this has been another edition of Yes You Old Cube one-on-one. It's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader. I'm glad, my lock journey. I'm glad. I hope that it was. Listen, at the end of it all, bet on yourself. You got this, boy. Bet on yourself. I hope that you'll speak that into your spirit, speak it into your mind, speak it into your emotions, speak it into everything that involves and revolves around you. Bet on yourselves. Now, I said today was really off because all of my studio was not working. The majority of my studio was not working, but y'all pivoted with me today. Y'all really pivoted with me today, and I want to say thank you for that. I know we had a struggle, but y'all hung in there with me regardless, and I want to say thank you. Now, listen, this is the way we do it in the Lion's Den. I want you to understand, we don't just talk about change. I want you to be the change that you want to see. We are the change, y'all. We are the change. We are the host. Get rid of the parasites. You are the host. Get rid of the parasites. DJ Rock and Ron, thank you so much. Listen, you are awesomeness, sir. I love me some you. I want you to be the change. And at the end of the day, we're doing this together. That's the only way we're going to pull this off. And I cannot stress this enough. And I mean this with every fiber of my being. This isn't just talk. This isn't just a nice something to say at the end of my stream to close it. It's us, you, me, we all. We are all in this thing together. And this pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. And with that being said, we don't have a spirit of intimidation. We don't have a spirit of fear. We've got power. We've got love. We've got a sound mind. And so I want you to understand and embrace the mantra. I am all powerful in love. And I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Now, I want to appreciate everybody that gave on today. I appreciate you. Oh, is that follower only is on? Oh, that's no worry. Listen, I don't know what else going on in the studio today, Rebel. My apologies for anybody that's been blocked out and locked out. My studio is still obviously in a state. So my apologies for anybody that's been omitted today. Listen, I want to appreciate my sis Regina Sims for this beautiful "Won't Be This Way Always" intro and outro that she's provided. If you want the full song in its entirety, "Won't Be This Way Always," baby, she's out there on all the platforms. Please go out there and support her. Miss Fee, thank you for that resub. We're building something. Come on, I'm watching you people. Thank you for those roaring biddies. I appreciate you. We're building something. Everybody, thank you. Listen, let me say this. Even as you all are doing that now, what you're giving and what you're sharing now is going toward the rest of I'm still securing some of our trademarks. So thank you for giving. Thank you for sharing. The trademarks will be done. And I appreciate for your contribution to that goal. Listen, copy the Raid Train message because we're going somewhere. We're going to I Know DJ LV. We're going to spend some time with him. I love this brother right here. So ride that Raid Train. And at the end of the day, I want you, as my mods always say, have an amazing day on purpose. Do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey.